So in this game, we're using the robot to collect the rubbish that is being created, and each time we get one of the bits of rubbish, we score 1 point. If the robot hits the black rocks, he crashes and starts again. If he gets the red, he gets 10 points. And you'll notice that there was a timer of 30 seconds, and if I get and that will increase the time that I have left. Increases it by 5 seconds, and then at the end of the time, when the time runs out, it will tell you what your score is. So let's see inside, and you'll see. Let me push the green flag actually. So you'll see that we've got sprites down here. We've got a robot, the rubbish, which is these takeouts with the lightning and the bread, and this is the code that I've got for my robot. Now we don't want to delete the robot because this code will then disappear, but we can have play around with some of the variables and we can change some of the things. So for example, we could set the time to the beginning. The beginning could be 60 seconds that you give a user. In the take out the rubbish, instead of changing the score by 1, that might be change the score by 5. And obviously we need to copy that over to all of them so it's fair, so they are the same amount. I could have the bread, instead of changing the score by 10, could be -10, so it could deduct points away. And the lightning bolt, again, this changes the time by 5, but I could change that by 10, or I could increase it by whatever it is that I wanted. I could also have on here, I could change the costume of the robot, so we could use a different costume. Say I prefer to use this one, Retro Robot B. I just need to make sure that I change the code in the Retro Robot just to reflect that it's these two times. I want to make it as B. Now in the backdrops, I can edit the backdrop. At the moment, we've just got this kind of turquoisey blue with some black rocks, and every time that the robot touches one of the rocks, it crashes. So we could add in some more rocks. So we could add in a path that makes it a bit more difficult. So it could, for example, block off a bit here. There might be a rock or something over there. So we could just add in little dots to make it harder. It does need to be exactly black because in the code for the robot it said if touching black, then do this, crash, and so on. So there's some of the things that we can do. We could also add in other sprites. So I might choose to add in a diver. So I might choose to add in this diver. Oh, it's a bit too big. We'll just change the size to say 30. And then we could copy the code from the bread. So it could be that when the diver is touching the robot, then it changes the score by, I don't know, -100. But what I want it to do is I want it to glide. Forever is going to glide to a random position. I'm just going to take out some of these. I'm going to keep the sound in. So now when we press the green flag, you'll see that the diver is moving around. So basically, if he catches us, then it's going to affect our score.